Hi, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Oh, I just had a tuning fork on Solfeggio 285. That's nice.
285.
Yeah, I just put it on. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting. I can send some vibrations to myself. You don't want to do a camera on or?
No, camera off is fine.
Right.
This is 528.
That was a short one, or not?
Maybe Zoom doesn't pick it up. Never mind.
Yeah, I think. Hi. Ah,
Ah,
are you busy?
uh, yes and no. I don't know.
Hmm.
Very slow. And you?
No, I'm not slow. I was cooking and now I put it in the oven. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be back in, I don't know when. Just start eating. Oh, and I had an exchange session this afternoon with someone doing fascial maneuvers, the table work. And it was nice to have someone working on me for a change. So I'm still recovering, I think. Hmm.
So where you are in Amsterdam?
No, no, I'm 1 hour drive from Amsterdam.
Hmm. Zandam?
No, no, I'm in the lower part of the Netherlands, in Brabant.
Ah, what's
Do
the
you
weather?
know? Oh, it's cold, it's rainy, it's dark.
Ah,
It's really
until
winter.
until when?
Yeah, uh, February, March, March. Yeah, it changes all the time, but
March gets warm.
yeah, March can also be snow. It's like March is like throwing everything there is in that month. Yeah, it's
So
weird. And in April,
basic Europe weather, right?
what did you say?
Basic Europe weather.
Yeah, I was wondering, where are you?
Costa Rica at the moment.
Ah, Costa Rica. I was just telling my husband that I had a call with you, and I'm like, I don't even know where he is, but he was, yeah, he fell off from his bike, and so I thought of Thailand or something, but it's Costa Rica. We haven't met yet.
No, I haven't met almost anyone in
No.
Boston, except for the people that came to the US events.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, or maybe also when we had the assignments from the coaching program that you had to work with some of them, maybe.
Oh, you mean, okay, you mean met as in
Yeah, or
mobile.
online or whatever, yeah, or live or online or
Mhm.
speaking to each other. Hmm.
Is Amsterdam still very westernized after COVID and full of selling weed and souvenirs, or has it changed after COVID?
No, I
Because
don't think so.
I was there, I think 20, like a year before COVID. It was still bustling with tourist activity and everything, and a lot of people from all over the world, and a lot of weed culture and stuff. So
Yeah,
after
that's still there.
COVID,
It's just returned. It's all again the same.
uh,
and they had this. I saw on the news. I haven't been there lately, but I used to live there for a couple of years. But that was before my kids were born there still. And after that, we went to the lower part of the Netherlands, back home.
You like the countryside better?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah, but I always had this longing to go to Amsterdam, and when I finally went there, I was so happy being there on my bicycle, and I knew a lot of people in Amsterdam, so I was really going on my bike, and I went to visit that one and that one, and I did theater at that time. I was a dancer, so there it always felt like I was in this little town in the Netherlands, low part. I'm like, I need to go there. There, it's happening out there. And when I finally chose to live there, I was really happy. I felt really happy. And then my husband, who was my boyfriend at that time, he's still we are not really like married, but he came after 7 years or so, and we lived there for a while, and then we went back. And now it's okay. I wouldn't want to live there anymore.
Why?
Oh, too busy, too crowded, too. I don't know. It's like I'm here, like more like cocooning, and we live in a house with a garden now, and yeah. And I think my son is 18 now, so we are living for 18 years here again, and I'm totally used to it now. I went to Amsterdam like last year, and I went there, and I really felt like, oh, like I wasn't used to the. I was even a bit I had a bit of anxiety to be there, and I didn't know. I went in the wrong metro, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not there anymore. Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of mental energy to orient yourself. Like the more people there are around you, the bigger the space, the more noise, the busier, the more energy is moving and stuff like that, the more you gotta expend energy to be there, to orient yourself, to feel grounded.
Hmm. Yeah. And as you say that, I started doing this work after my kids, because at that time I was still dancing and singing, and in between productions I worked in a daycare. Yeah, that was totally different life when I look back on it. And then after that, I studied like constellations and therapy and doing trauma work. And yeah, I think that's more here. Yeah, it comes more natural to be here. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. It's funny because I noticed in another talk that I listened from you that you can also keep the silence, but you can call it silence or presence, and I can also feel that. And then I was like, oh, what if we have a talk and there's nothing to talk, just noticing energy? Ah,
Noticing energy is very important.
yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And it's funny to um, because I have so much to share or talk about, or that I feel that um, can get into the world, but something is holding me back. And now it also feels like, oh, there's, or that what I have to bring into the world, there it is no words. There are no words. Just being present with energy, with sensations, with feelings is so much more mm,
Yeah, like
juicy, valuable. Yeah.
yesterday I thought about something similar. I thought about, like future content that I'm gonna create and stuff like that. And I realized that like I have a lot of stuff in recordings, in videos that I can repurpose, repackage. I got like 800 videos on YouTube that are a library that people can go back and watch. It's just about sharing, and I have a lot of things written down that can be a book, and so I've said a lot already. That's my point. Like
Mm,
I I think I've talked a lot, really, really a lot for the last 2 to 3 years and made content and stuff that right now I just wanna I feel like talking is it can also be very um exhausting depending
mm,
on who you're talking to
mhm,
and the rate of breathing and stuff like that. So right now while I'm healing, I don't really have to. I don't have the urge to actually talk so much.
mm,
And not a lot of people can actually listen, so that's also a thing. And I rather keep quiet and just take deep breaths a lot of the time and just observe things.
mm. Yeah, I can relate to that. And sometimes I'm really like on a talking chair and there's a lot to talk, and I don't really feel it now. And I also I was starting it's like 7 years ago I started art journaling, and I had this big book, and just starting to be creative and create, but from not having any vision, or just putting out my hand and my pen and paint and just created what was coming. And at that time there was a lot of words, and if I see those books, it's like pictures and from Time magazines, and a lot of words and sentences and like affirmations or life um, lines. Is that the right word? A line? Yeah. How do you call those? Yeah. And then the more I did that, it's like only lines or just forms, and it got less and less. And it's really nice to see the whole process of getting a lot of things out and expressed, and then coming into this space of being. And it's also with singing. When I used to sing, I had I sang songs. And a few years ago, I was like, I don't know what to sing about anymore. I don't, all the songs are about pain and emotions and hurt. And I felt like that was, a bit over or something. And I was like, do we really have to sing about the drama? And I didn't feel like singing anymore. And now I'd like to sing, but I'm like, well, what am I gonna sing? And now I have this shaman drum, and I'm just really singing, but sounding and vocaling, and it's like, wow, this is nice. I don't need the words.
Yes.
Only when they come from the inside, because I had this workshop last week with the Fascia Manuevers, and then at the end we always do a savasana or a lying down, and then I get my drum, and the words just came up, but it was perfectly for that moment. It was exactly what was needed to hear. And then there were words, but I don't have to make them up. It's, it was there. So I'd like to make music again from that space. Yeah, that's what's coming up now.
Yesterday, I opened up YouTube to listen to some videos after a lot of time of not listening to any music at all. And every single song that I opened up I was looking at, and I was surprised that it's regular speed, that it's not sped up. How much sped up it sounded to me after not listening to it. It's like everything is like, even like, I don't know, Nelly Furtado, Say It Right, or Bob Sinclair, World, Hold On, is a message to the future. It's like I remember it being slower, and I'm like, why is this so fast? I
And
guess
it's the same one. It's not that they changed it for this period of time, or is it really the original that you're listening to then?
Yeah, it's the original.
It's funny that you're talking about speed, because I did your I listened to your course about the human design. I think the first one that you gave for free, or I'm not sure anymore, but I listened to that, and you speak very thoughtful and slow. And I noticed myself speeding it up, like putting up the speed, and then it was like a normal, it went faster. I thought that was funny, that it's possible. But I also, people told me that if I am being present and talking, and if you go online, or if I go online or live, some people would say to me, yeah, you have to speak up more and you have to speak faster, because you will lose people when you speak so slow. And I was like, yeah, too bad, but this is what is there at that moment. So I found it funny that I had to speed you. I thought I'd speed you up a little. Ah, yeah. And we are
Yeah,
talking
I
about
kind of feel
slowing.
a little bit sped up right now.
Hmm?
Like I kind of feel our wavelengths are still not like I can sense like just now just now when I was speaking about music, I'm speaking about it, and after like 70% done, that's when you kind of went in.
Mm,
I always feel like I continuously feel like I can't finish my sentences, like you already have something to say.
mm.
And that's kind of speeding me up and making me a little bit uh, un it's making this a little bit more stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Like I had a few more sentences to go before you went in last time.
Mm.
So just to clarify,
Mm. Do you still want to say them?
I can remember now what it was.
Hmm. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's about adjusting to one another.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm glad you are in the human design course.
Yeah.
What's your type?
I'm a manifesting generator.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Discovering what it is. It's funny because I'm really already, I know the silence and I know the stillness. Yeah. And for me, I'm already very slowing down. Just wondering what this flow goes, where this flow goes. Mm. So how is your recovering?
Very good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
I'm very grateful that I woke up from the coma.
You were really in the coma, or you? How long were you in a coma?
Like the last I remember was crashing on a Thursday midday and then waking up Saturday, uh, like for dinner.
Mm. Gee. And how did someone find you, or do they?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. You still don't know.
Yeah,
Huh?
I just woke up 6 hours away in the capital in a hospital, neurosurgery section, um, with an IV and a bed, no clothes, no shoes, no documents, nothing on me. And then I spent 10 days in the hospital, and since then, since I'm out, I've been kind of rebuilding the muscles back, opening up the fascia, healing a bunch of stuff, getting the medicine out, detoxing the medicines, uh, getting the hospital food out of me,
Mm.
all of that, and I'm doing amazing. Like I'm so grateful and I'm so resilient and I can heal anything.
Yeah. Because I I remember that you were a breatharian
I
or
mean, I'm
practicing breatharian.
I'm breatharian. I've just been um on a very long period of just liquids. I would say maybe a month or even more.
Mm. Now, at this moment, or before?
At this moment, I'm doing like some apples, some bananas, some cucumbers.
Mhm.
I ate a papaya some the other day, so I'm slowly incorporating a little bit of solids back, and it takes time because when you go on liquids for a long enough period of time, then all your organs shrink back to
Mm.
their original size before you started stretching them with Big Macs and all the unnatural sizing that everybody's eating and 3 meals a day and all this crap. Um, then you also gotta, it's a slow process to get here, and then it's a slow process to sort of get your organism back to digesting solid food because it stretches you out, it takes more energy and oxygen and stuff like that. So, however, I am going back a little bit more on solids just to regain a little bit of weight after the hospital.
Mm. Yeah. And do you have people around you there that take care of you or took care of you?
Yeah, yeah. The landlords of the place that I'm renting and her children used to bring me food until I was able to go out alone.
Mm.
Yeah, she was amazing. She's still amazing.
Right. Mm. Yeah, I notice I don't have anything anymore at this moment.
What do you mean, have anything?
Have anything to say
Mhm.
at this moment then? I notice I'm drifting away a bit, going
Are
into my.
you
Hmm?
are you lying down?
No, I am on my bed, but I'm sitting. I'm drifting like in my head, going up,
Oh, okay.
like a bit as if I'm going higher at this moment, like higher in. Say, in 2017, I think I had an activation to live on light. On I don't know if you know it, but there's a clinic in Denmark, and he does these activations. So he activates something in the brain, so you can live on energy light. You don't need to eat anymore.
Uh-huh.
And this man, he came to the Netherlands, and I had this activation at that time, and it was like 15 minutes, I think, max. And then after that, I felt it was upstairs in a room, and I walked downstairs, and then I felt my whole body like reacting and like, wanting to lay down. So they put me on a bed, and I laid there for 3 hours and was just lying there experiencing what happens in my body. And it felt like all the cells were opening up to energy or love, or it was just an amazing feeling to just lay there and feeling life force or energy going through your body.
Mm.
And I said afterwards, we had a satsang in the evening, and I asked if it's possible that there's still ecstasy in your cells that started to move again or something. I can't remember what he said about that, but it felt like that. And that kept like a month. I had this feeling, and everything I ate was, yeah, I couldn't, normally I wouldn't be able to eat, I was able to eat French fries or all those things that we think is not healthy. And at that moment, I only ate those things sometimes, or pizza. It was weird because all the people that did that, we all had like, oh, we don't need to eat anymore. But if we eat those shitty things, and it really tasted very good. And that was so not what my mind would have thought. I would have thought, oh, I'm just gonna, if I eat, I'm gonna eat fruit, and I didn't want to have fruit. It was like that was poison or something. It's such a different, like 180 degrees different than what we would have thought. And then after a couple of months, I really chose to not eat for 12 days, and they guided that from a distance. And because he said he knew the changing point, if you really didn't eat then your brain also, yeah, I think the part of the brain was accepting that, okay, now we know, now all the cells know that you can do without food. That was the theory about it. But I think it's all has to do with how we think about food and the consciousness around it. That's also what he said. It's just the key. The food is the key to awareness or consciousness. It's not the problem or where it's about. But it felt good. Every time I ate, I felt more heavy and not good. And now I can eat just once a day, but the less I eat, the less I eat, the better I feel.
Mm.
But it's boring not to eat for me.
Yeah.
I thought I would never eat because I had so many thoughts about food, so many judgments, and so many stress about it. And that's what really released after that. I didn't have any, it was like all my issues around food were gone. And I noticed that when I started doing Human Garage, it started to become a thing again. That was very interesting because now it's all about being healthy and eating chemical free. And I heard you say that I don't know, in a talk or something like, I don't know what you said, but I notice I have the same feeling that as long as you don't think or you don't have a judgment on anything, you can manage everything, or manage, or can be with it. Because when I had this, I had judgment around, for example, phones or Wi-Fi and radiation, and I could really feel all those ping points in my hand. It really hurt me, like, oh, you see, it's not good and it's hurting my arm. And as soon as I let go of that decision or that point of view about radiation or Wi-Fi, or is it, do you call it radiation? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It also went away. So I'm constantly looking for this balance of all the information that we get, that this is healthy, this is not healthy, you should eat this, you do this, blah, blah, blah. And I noticed my body reacting on that. So then I'm like, oh, what if I really clear all those thoughts? What if my body is perfectly fine to deal with everything?
Mm.
And when is it, when I was asking myself this question lately, when is it, when am I okay? Why is there always this underlying thought, I think, yeah, of not, oh, I have a short, or I have a lack, I have a lack, or I'm doing something wrong, or my body is not okay there, or what if I decide that it's perfectly fine? I think that will, if I do that sometimes, then it really changes immediately.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
think
What if?
that's, yeah.
Yeah.
What
What
if
if?
we're all so okay? Oh, yeah. What if, what you want to say? Sorry.
Oh no, I interrupted you.
Mm? No.
What if the fear is the only illness, actually,
Yeah.
and our belief that things can hurt us?
Yeah.
And that's hard and easy at the same time. Because
Yeah.
then we get to choose. But then we get to choose. Then it's all on you, which is amazing, which is always better.
Mm.
But it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
It's
To really
good.
trust it.
Tell me about the 12 days, if you can.
As I remember, yeah, well, it was funny because we had this WhatsApp group of all the people that had this activation of living on light. And one person said, well, I'm gonna start to do the water fast, or the, now we didn't call it a fast, but it's like living, yeah, only water. And I was like, okay, I'll join you for just one, I'll join you for a day, and maybe two, maybe three. And I started on a Sunday, I noticed. And it was so funny because at 12 o'clock my sister called and I had her on the phone. And while I was talking to her, when I hang up, I tasted an orange in my mouth. I was like, oh my God, while I was calling, I was automatically peeling an orange and eating it. I didn't even think about it. Just the whole mechanism was like, oh shoot, I didn't want to eat for that day. So I had to start over again. So that was the first lesson also to, oh, how much of how we eat is so automatically.
Mm.
And then I started again. And from that moment on, I didn't eat anymore. And I had to cook for my family, for my kids. And I just smelled, and the smell was already fulfilling. And yeah, I had to cook, so I touched the food, um and the next day I was like, okay, how do I feel? I feel light, I feel really clear. So I kept on going, and then the third day I decided to really check in until how long I would be able to do it. And we had to email the man, because he was telling us when our transformation point would be. So you had to tell him that you were starting the fast, or yeah, they don't call it a fast, but the period. And then he would know that for some people it was on the 10th day, or some people it was the 14th day. And in the beginning it took a lot longer, but because of that, a lot of people are starting to be in this energy, the frequency went up, so it was starting to get faster with people, the change or the transformation. So then the fourth day we had to do the liver, gallbladder liver cleansing. So we had to take oil with lemon, and then we had to lay down and for 2 hours. So that was the only thing that I had in my mouth for that week. And at the 7th day we also had to do that. But then I know that the 7th day I had to go to a course. I signed up for access bars training, for 1-day training, and I had to drive for 50 minutes. And I was a bit weakening in that week. But that day I wanted to do that. So, and miraculously, I felt really strong and clear, and I went there, and I smelled the snacks, and I didn't eat it. But after that training, because then you also open up something, I had a huge headache for 3 days. It was really intense. But after that, I was free. I took off from work, so I think the 9th and 10th day I laid down. I really surrendered to just being in bed and lying down, and as I noticed I was getting very thin. And then he said that at the 12th day at 10 o'clock, I could eat something again. So, and I heard from others that that was also an experience to have that time. So I laid down on the couch, and at 10 o'clock, I really felt a shift through my body. And then my husband, hey, he made something like a quesadilla for me. It was very heavy, but it was so nice to have something in my mouth, to just taste it. And because not eating is like my tongue was like a dead meat in my mouth. I really didn't like the not eating, surprisingly, because yeah. And then I after that I ate a lot of sugary things, and it was weird because normally I could really have I have a really border, or no, it's a border to feel really okay, I'm full, or but after that it was like it was just one huge field where I couldn't even feel um, it, when there's a stop to eat, or it's not that I ate so much, but I couldn't just there was no. And now I heard Gary talk about you don't have a reference anymore, and like, oh, maybe that was it, because I didn't, my body didn't say, hey, you don't need this, or you it's enough, or I could just it
I
was,
get what you mean, yeah.
that was weird, yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like, oh, I want to do a fast. In yeah, if we are working with Human Garage, we call it a fast, or I see everybody doing fast. But as soon as I decide that I want to do a fast, I'm getting so hungry, or I'm not. The hungry feeling is really gone. I don't. It's like after that activation, the hunger feeling is gone, because I always had something with me. I was always scared to have this hungry feeling or sugar dip, or and after that I don't have that anymore. But it's funny that I can sometimes not eat for 2 days, but
Mm-hmm.
that's because it goes like that. I don't decide anything. It's just, no, okay, I don't feel like it. But as soon as I decide from my head, I'm gonna stop eating for 3 days, or it's like, okay, we don't. It's really funny to notice that.
I totally understand.
Hmm.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
The hunger is not the same anymore. Um, and it doesn't give you the same fulfillment, so the body doesn't know when it needs to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. It really changes. Yeah. What also was funny, that I thought that I used to eat like krusli and yogurt, and I remember myself saying, "Oh, I'm only gonna eat that in the morning," because in the evening meals, I never liked so much warm food. And after that activation, when I ate, it was only in the evenings to have a little bit of quality time with my family, and I ate with them. And it was so funny. I never touched the krusli again, or the yogurt, or what I liked before. It's so fun that everything is different. In Access, you have this speak of everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. And yeah, that's also with food, I think. But sometimes I fall in the trap of believing what everybody's saying
Mm,
and projecting it also on my kids. Yeah. Uh, mm. And we're
I see.
learning. Mm. Yeah.
I see now that it's actually about what makes us happy, because only if things make you happy can you sustain them.
Can you say that again? Because I didn't get it.
Um, like we need to do things that make us feel happy. Everything needs to have the emotional component. Like I went very deep into detox and juicing and stuff like that. However, I realized that in order to have that activation, let's say, like you have, or be free of food and free of certain addictions, you gotta heal the emotional aspect as well. You gotta be you gotta be happy with what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing, food wise or not.
Yeah.
Because only if you're happy doing stuff will you actually want to do it and then not create stress and disease in the body and fear and, you know.
Yeah, I think so too. I could really enjoy my son when he was little, or little, he still does, but he is not eating the things that the most I and the most people think is a healthy way of eating, but he is so enjoying it. I'm like, how can that be bad? It's I don't think it's possible. So that's a good thing, I hope. Saying I hope is already the doubt, but yeah, if you really, really enjoy something that you're eating, how can that be a bad thing? Well, maybe that's not a good question. I
It's
don't
a
want to
deep
be.
question.
Hmm?
It's a deep question. There's no one answer to that.
No, and if as I ask it, how can I be? Do I really want to know how it can be bad? Because that's not what I want to find out. So that's why I think it's not a good question to ask. Because I think if we ask something, the universe will show us. And that's what I also learned about asking, why is it that I, blah, 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 or how come I, da, 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 da. Well, do you really want to know, or you want to experience it again? So I stopped asking why, because I create a circle of experiences because I'm asking why. And the universe will show me, now, this is because you, this is how. And then again and again and again. That was also something that just came up that I've learned. Yeah, so what is it that we really want to ask? Asking questions, asking for what we need, what we want, what we long for. Hmm. So, how can this be the best thing ever for your body? I would like to know that.
That's an amazing mindset.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. And that's also with access consciousness when they have this question, how does it get better, and how, what else is possible? And it's a question that when they learn those trainings, people that just learn it, they start asking, oh, what is possible, and how does it get better, how does it get better? And it's like more like a repeat. But if you really sink into those questions, if you really really are curious, how does it get better, and how, what else is possible? It's such a beautiful question to keep things open, to keep your awareness open for other ways of looking at things, other ways of receiving. Don't know how I got to this, but yeah, that's also something that I had to share in the flow.
That's a great solution when you have problems in life, is to uh, take a little breath, slow down your breathing, and ask yourself what what can be done right now to make this situation better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's also beautiful. Yeah. And also, what is right about this that we don't know yet or we don't see?
Mm.
That's what when you shared with us your story about the your accident, and after that you reached out and that everybody was helping and everybody was there, and I saw all your I got to see all your the things that you created, all your online stuff, because I hadn't seen it before. I think, yeah, I saw the human design, but not all the other things. And I could really feel, and I could really feel, wow, is this, maybe it's not that it was necessary, but it was like, oh wow, that's at least a present from this experience. But when
Mhm.
I dropped it in the app, it felt a bit like, and I didn't. It felt a bit like, oh, can I say this? Oh, but yeah, I could really see. Wow. Oh, yeah. That's the good thing about it. What's happening? That there's always something good in something. It's
Yeah.
always for something. But I have this strong belief, and always looking for the what is right about something. But I also, when I speak that out, that's why I think it got a little bit tense for me. Can I write this down? Or, and then I decided I'm just gonna write it down. But my sisters, they could always say, yeah, so you're saying it's my fault, or you're saying that I created it, or I'm like, no, not really, but yes and no, and maybe
Yeah, yeah,
unconsciously,
yeah.
and it's nobody's fault. It's not about fault or guilt or, and someone I don't know, when some wise someone said, I think it was I can't remember his name, but he had this example of, to watch out what you wish for, because if you say, for example, oh, I wish I never had to work again, or and then the next day you have a car accident and you can't walk anymore, and you're in a wheelchair and you don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, you don't know how you're gonna get the thing you want.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's such a beautiful uh, example.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because is it that you really don't want to work anymore, or is it that I don't want to have to, or I want to work my whole life if I do something that really makes me happy and
Yeah.
thrive. And that was really, oh yeah, really have to take care of our words or what we
Um,
are saying and thinking. And the more conscious we get, the faster the manifestations will be. That's
uh,
what I also noticed, that it's getting much faster. Yeah.
and the more of us, like it's getting faster because the more of us, there's more people being conscious about that. So then when you put things out, it gets picked up by people who also believe that they have manifestation power. So then it happens actually.
Yeah. 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 That's could be. Yeah. or the and maybe also the if you clean up your programs and your beliefs that is in between the true manifestation, that slows things down, luckily, if you're not in the right frequency. But maybe, yeah, what you're saying. We also had this energy pool, that when you have this ball in front of you and you put in there all the things that you like and you long for, even though you don't even know what it is, but the energy of it, you put it in a ball, and then you attract from all around you, you attract the energy to that ball and through your body, and you pull and you pull and you pull, and then as when the ball is full, you let sparkles go into the world. And I always felt that such a beautiful way of, yeah, the sparkles, they go to people that have the same longings or same things they want to create, so we can find each other. I like that image.
Beautiful.
Yeah, to let it get out there. Yeah, so we can all meet.
You have a lot of stuff in you, magical stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad
and
it,
it's
I'm glad it's coming out. Speak more into it, really.
yeah, yeah, it's starting to unfold a bit lately. I'm choosing to stand strong in that because it's all there, and yeah. And when I speak about it now, I feel very like a nervous anxiety feeling in the front of my body, my stomach, my heart. Scared to show up like that, and so ready for it. So excited to. And this talk is maybe already the first step, or maybe not the first, but yeah. Yes. Nice to meet you.
Hey, likewise. Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you for this talk.
Thank you for all the information about beliefs and not allowing things to hurt us if we don't want. And yes,
Yeah, thank you for all your creations and your, because you've created a lot. You've really put things out there, and yeah, it's
thank you.
great. And I've been wondering sometimes, well, how does he do that? How does he do that? Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Do
Now I
you feel
feel a bit,
complete?
yeah,
Okay, we can close it.
yeah. I'm going to have my dinner. Spinach pie, and enjoy
Nice.
and enjoy it. Yeah. Thank you. And
Okay,
yeah, we'll meet again.
for sure.
And good luck with your healing, with your growth, with your new you, probably.
Mm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Thank you so much, and I love you.
Yeah. Love you too. And
Bye for
thank
now.
you. Bye bye. Bye bye.